if I'm starting off on the monthly, you can even start off on the 12-month. I'll be honest, like, it would say, okay, actually, no, let's not confuse. All right, monthly. You would, okay, I'll draw out a range firstly, just that's all I know right now. So I've got a range here, blah, blah, blah. And then if we go back to basics, okay, so you got your range here, then you got a deviation here, and then you got another deviation here. So what could happen, you're typically expecting a hold of a mid, right? So that's what we're expecting. So once this deviation was in, like we had a couple monthly closes below, we knew, okay, we're probably going to visit like the mid range, right? Because that's just how ranges work. Yeah. And then you can do things like, oh, okay, so last month it took out the monthly low. Cool. This month it's taken about most of this wick here. If you draw that out, like the fib is taking the golden pocket out, right? So there's a bullish sentiment to that. And we can say, okay, we're most likely, we're going to try and look for this monthly high. So we'll just drop down to the weekly, and then same story really. So you got the deviation here, and then you got a retest of that weekly level. So then that would suggest, okay, we're going to go for these highs because we've gone for the low already. So okay, we'll look for that. So then the weekly will say, okay, we're looking for this liquidity sweep, yeah. Then we, for fuck's sake, then we'll go down to the daily, and then I could see, okay, it's taken this supply already, taken this liquidity level, taken this supply out, all right? So naturally, we're thinking, okay, it's probably going to take this liquidity level now, and then this supply. So I think it's going to go something like that. And here we have as well, what do we have here as well, lining up with that? It's that monthly range anyway. So that will give me like high conviction of that play working out. So just to summarize, basically, it helps to paint the story. So, okay, so we've had that liquidity sweep done into demand. Cool. So now we're just having this liquidity, probably. This is obvious, stops are behind here. And then I always pair liquidity with demand or supply. So if one liquidity sweep like that is taken out, this here, then it's going to stop at supply, which is here, which is supply. I think of it like the last up candle before the move down. That's the thing. And demand, vice versa, the last down candle before the move up. So because most of this move is played out, I wouldn't really go for a long. I'd rather just maybe go for a short contextually here. And you got to bear in mind as well, there's this supply that hasn't been swept either, so you would do that. And then you can add little concepts like you have key levels here. So you got quarterly opens, blah, 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 blah. And you have PVP, which is volume profiles. And they'll tell you like where the volume is highest. If you give it a few minutes, it'll load. So yeah, they have high areas of activity as well. And then lastly, you can do well, there's a few more, but like this is another manual volume profile. And if I was to look for like an entry around this area here, I'd get my volume profile. I'll go with like, okay, the low to the high, and it would say, okay, yeah, like most of the action is coming from here, so I'll be more inclined to move my entry here, basically. But yeah, that's the gist.